Hello everybody, welcome back to the 2019 West Texas Experience. This is the final round coverage. My name is Gabriel Down. I'm here with Bobby Cox.
How's it going, everyone?
This tournament is brought to you by Legit Disc Golf, as well as the Clarendon Economic Development Committee.
Yeah.
So thanks to our sponsors.
Absolutely.
So far, going into this last round, we got Coda Hatfield leading the pack by 2 strokes. He is at 14 under par. Emerson Keith making some moves in the second round. He is 2 back at 12. We got Nick Rowton back on the card at 11, and Dillon Vallance is back as well at 10.
So, good to see him back.
Yeah. Hole 1, this is a par 3. It is 315 feet. Once again, most of these guys are really just going to be hitting this middle gap here. However, we do have a crazy wind today.
That's still an understatement.
I could say crazy 10 times and it'd still be an understatement.
Yeah.
So today, actually, the hyzer plays very much in play around this tree on the right because we have such a right to left wind that it'll just carry that disc all the way up there.
Looks like Coda did that pretty well.
Yeah, and Coda's going to be on that left side there.
Is that carrying too much? Oh my God, no, that's perfect.
No, it is not. He is parked. But being 10 feet away is
true.
Still too far today. Did
you see that? A disc was coming right at him and he had
Yeah.
to stop. That's a nice way to start your third round.
Right. Nick pumping one out there. Yeah, to get a little bit of perspective of the wind situation today, we had, according to the weather app, we had a steady 40 mile an hour wind with 50 to 60 mile an hour gusts.
Yeah.
So if that puts things into perspective.
Yeah, discs don't like that kind of wind, that's for sure.
No. And Coda just missed an aim side there for his 2. He had a pretty nice drive.
And Dillon's putting style can be really effective in this kind of wind.
Yeah.
Just kind of cutting right through it.
Mm-hmm. This is Nick. Unable to convert the 2 there. This is Dillon for par.
And yeah, you can see Coda's just taking his pretty time.
He's taking his time.
He's like, I am getting
on a 10-footer. Oh, yeah. He kind of flinched.
So much doubt in that putt.
Yeah, he just flinched right when it came under hit. I mean, you can't do anything else in these conditions. You're just...
Well, it's like it just falls out of your hand most of the time.
Yeah. You're just kind of poking towards the basket and hoping you don't get one of those 60 mile an hour gusts.
Yeah.
That's really what today is.
Yeah. If anything, this is just like a comedy round for you guys.
Yeah. Nick gets it in there. He will stay at 11. This is Emerson for the lone birdie on the card. Oh.
And yeah, you can see he kind of rushed it, but I mean, he's so used to rushing those because it's only 5 feet away.
Yeah.
And it just kind of rose right out of his hand.
He even putted with a justice.
Yeah.
From 6 feet.
I think we're going to be seeing that quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. Hole 2, this is a par 3. We are playing from the blue pads, which is a little further back and up on the hill. Most of these guys are just going to be throwing a very similar shot to the short pad. Once again, it's really just a hyzer with a fairway driver, distance driver, or mid-range, whatever you're comfortable with throwing. You can pretty much get any of those there with it being so downhill.
Yeah, and you got the hill on the left side of the basket, kind of act as a backstop if you need it to. So
yeah, and I believe we had a pretty heavy tailwind on this one. So
yeah, it looks like it.
You can kind of put a little more power on it and trust that wind's going to drop it. Emerson's throwing this nice and high.
Yeah, well done there. He adjusted with the wind there.
Yeah, that was a perfect adjustment for the wind. Here is Nick, and this is looking too low. Man, he's going to find that wall on that left side.
Yeah, still about circle's edge.
Yeah, maybe just outside the circle. And Dillon has sawed that one off a little bit, and he's going to be up on that hill. He will have a tricky look at the basket. Just laying up. And that's still not as close as you want to be today.
You want to be hitting your head on the cage.
You do. I mean, there is no gimmies today, ladies and gentlemen. But Nick with a fantastic putt there, moving him to 12 under par.
Yeah, and the good thing about this kind of wind is it's really anyone's game. I mean, anyone can blow up, anyone can have a really good round.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, spontaneous and see what happens.
And this is where wind experience comes in.
Absolutely.
I mean, knowing which disc to pick, how to throw it, and I'd say Coda and Emerson are pretty experienced with that.
They're used to it, yeah, for sure.
And Coda with a par. He will stay at 14 under par. Emerson getting a stroke on him there.
Yep.
He's only one back now. Going into hole 3. This is a par 3. It is 367 feet from the blue pads. The pad is a little bit higher up, about 80 feet further back. So similar line. Most of these guys are going to be going with either a forehand shot on this left side or with a hyzer on the right side, which is a little bit more risky because there's a lot of branches in the way. So you really got to get the height right on that one.
Emerson going with the flex forehand, not quite getting the hyzer he needed to.
No, and he's going to be a little bit short on about 60 feet to the left.
Yeah.
And Nick is...
This is actually a pretty popular play, I feel like. Just kind of jamming it into the tree. If you drop down, you're within 40 at least.
Yeah. And Coda's going with the hyzer as well. And that drops right there in the circle. Dillon avoiding the yuccas today.
Yeah, that was crazy actually. He threw it like straight into the ground and it took like a massive skip.
Yeah.
Still wasn't very close to the basket, but better than 10 feet from the pad.
And Emerson trying to just put a little wrist flick out there with the harp.
Yeah, fortunate tree too. Slowed him down.
Nick's not having any part of it. He is just going to be tapping in for 3. Smart play.
Ooh. Good putt there by Coda.
Oh, and Dillon just a little bit left on his putt. He is going to be tapping in for 3. He will stay at 10. Emerson tapping in the par as well. He will stay at 13. Nick with the smart play. You could, I mean, like, the putter, like, you could, if anything, any part of the underside of the disc is exposed to the wind,
it's taken off.
It's gone.
Yeah.
So I definitely understand why Nick did that.
Yeah.
But hole 4, this is a par 3. It's 278 feet. Most of these guys we've seen take the hyzer route on the right side, which is a little bit strange to me with such an open gap on the left side with the trees. But Coda putting it up there pretty nicely. Still not as close as you'd like to be.
Yeah, this is the play I like right here. Just a nice and easy forehand, just kind of sneaking it through that tree line.
Yep. You're just hoping to hit one of those trees next to the basket.
Perfect.
Or doing that, putting it about 8 feet from the pin. Nick opting for the forehand as well. He has gone backhand the last couple of rounds. So
yeah, he's going to be in some trouble right there with all those trees right in his way.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he can find a little gap.
And Dillon about aced this one last round. Oh, about aced it again. It was. I think he skipped in the exact same spot as he did last round.
I think this is probably his favorite hole out here.
Right? Yeah, but this is him for 2. And that is just a little bit too low. Good run, though.
Yeah, that's one of those runs where even if it doesn't go in, it still felt good and you still have your confidence from it.
Yeah. Nick trying to convert there, but just a little bit too low. He had a tailwind behind him too, so I'm sure that just dropped out of the sky.
Yeah.
Coda just a little bit too low as well. If you're missing today, though, you definitely want to be low. Because if you're taking any skip on the top of the basket or on the band...
Or just airballing.
Yeah, your disc could end up 80 feet away.
Yeah. Emerson 2 down through 4, having a pretty solid start.
Coda tapping in for par. He will stay at 15. Dillon will stay at 10. All right, hole 5. This is a par 4. It is 603 feet. It is further back from the red pin, so you have this gap on the right. You really just want to throw out a hyzer, try and end up on this left side to leave yourself with a open upshot for your birdie. The wind today is absolutely perfect for this hole. We had a right to left tailwind, so these guys can really just throw out a nice sharp hyzer, super high, and that wind will carry it as far as it'll let it.
Yeah. Strangely, we saw 2 people on the same card hit the pole.
The telephone
hit
pole
the telephone
last
pole,
round. Yeah.
which is, I don't know how physics allows that, but
Yeah.
that's what happened.
And here is Emerson.
That looks like a crush. That
That
is like almost pin high.
yeah, he almost hit the other players.
What?
Yeah, it actually caught a little branch at the end there, or else that might have been
Seriously?
in the circle.
Yeah.
And here's Coda throwing out a similar line,
Wow.
and he gets way up there as well.
Yeah, that should be a super easy par. Or actually birdie, par
Yeah.
4.
Yep. And Nick throwing out the same line. This looks like it's carrying a little bit more left. He will be in a little bit better position.
You know, Dillon's got all the power to get up there by Coda and Emerson as well.
And he's going to be right there next to Nick. Yeah, it was so fun watching these guys throw the tee shot, because as soon as I got out there in the field, I was like, dude, this wind is perfect.
Yeah.
And sure enough, Emerson and Coda delivered. Would have been cool to see one of them parked.
That'd been really cool.
But
Yeah, we haven't had an eagle on the coverage in a while.
no, yeah, it's been a little bit. Coda just laying up there.
Come on, Emerson.
And Emerson just laying up as well. Look at that grass in the back.
Yeah.
Dillon makes good for the birdie. Emerson with the birdie as well. He is now tied with Coda.
But not for long.
But not for long. Just for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Coda moves to 16 under par. And looks like we're going to have Nick moving to 13. So that was a star birdie.
That was nice.
Hole 6. This is a par 4. It's 720 feet. We are playing a lot further back than the red pin. So most of these guys are really just going to be throwing out a big distance shot. Try and bite off as much as they can. You want to end up more on the left side of this fairway because there is a little hyzer window over there. As you can see, there is a lot of little trees in front of the basket, and it's pretty hilly around the basket too. So I mean, placement is really important on your upshot here. You really want to make sure the disc hits the right point on that hill to leave yourself with a birdie look.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yep. And Emerson is going to be on the road there. That's not a bad position. He's got the gap there on the right that he can hit. And Coda, I believe, ended up on the right side of the fairway as well.
Yeah, this wind is just not
It's
playing
not.
games with these discs right now.
No, it is not.
Everything's turning over a little bit.
Yeah. And here is Dillon. That is turning over as well, and he's going to be on that right side. That is inbounds. They are not over the fence, but not an
You got
easy
close.
lie.
You got close to that fence.
He did.
Whenever you told me what the OBs were, I was like, oh, no one's going to get close to that.
Right.
And I wasn't expecting these wins, so.
All it takes is a 45-mile-an-hour wind.
Yeah. That's still going to be well short. He'll be hopefully looking at a par.
Yeah. Nick.
It's hard to get good footing up there, too.
Yeah,
Especially because you still have,
you,
over 350 to go, you know.
Yeah. Even more than that.
Yeah.
Honestly. Coda. This is looking like a really nice shot.
Yeah, it's so hard to hit that gap from there.
Yeah, just barely nicking that tree. But he's got an open window to lay up for his par. Here is Emerson flexing one out there. This is looking really nice as well.
Oh, dude, that thing was traveling perfectly.
Yeah, it was tracking.
Yeah.
And Dillon just a little bit too high. The wind got a hold of that one.
Beautiful upshot there by Coda.
Great layup. He will be good for the par there. Here is Nick.
Wow. What a run.
Yeah, just kind of floated in the air for a couple seconds and then dropped right in front of the basket. And that was Emerson for the birdie.
Yeah, this course has tons of like elevation putts in general, and then I mean today that just makes it so much harder.
Dillon with an unfortunate putt there. Just on the right side of that basket. But Coda makes good for par. Looks like we got Nick, who will be tapping in for the par as well. Dillon with the unfortunate bogey, moving him back to 10 under par.
Oh, I got the goosebumps. Oh my god!
I walked up to that snake.
Jeez.
Yeah, I hate snakes.
Yeah,
so.
I'm surprised you did that.
Yeah.
Anything for the camera, you know.
Right. Got to get some B-roll.
Yep, there you go.
Hole 7. This is a par 3. It's 285 feet. The island hole. You're really just throwing a forehand hyzer or a backhand hyzer up to the crest of this little hill. You can throw it a little harder because that left side behind the basket is safe. So it's not the smallest of islands.
No.
But
yeah,
you should see some park jobs here.
Yeah, and it helps that this grass is pretty grabby, so you can just kind of pick a spot where you want to land, and it shouldn't go too much farther than that.
Yeah. And Coda's up there as well. This is Nick. He went OB last round.
Oh, he's not going to be this time. He is playing this ultra safe.
Yeah, he made sure not to carry over that road this time. Here's Dillon with the forehand.
Looking pretty good.
It's looking nice, and he's a little bit deep there. He might be about 30 deep. And Nick just a little bit too high on that one. He'll be tapping in for par. This is going to be Emerson for 2.
Yeah, he's putting with that harp.
Yeah, he is. And just a little bit too high on that one. Here's Dillon for 2.
Do you ever practice putt with like your wind putters?
I don't.
I don't either. I'll pull out my AVR X3 like during the round. And I'm like, wait, I don't know how to putt with this thing,
Right.
but I have to.
Feels weird with my grip.
Beautiful putt there by Coda.
Great Great putt from Coda.
Moving him to 17.
Oh no, and Dillon just having some putting struggles on this green. He needs to make this to say bogey.
Just going back and forth. What?
And that just straight blew out.
Yeah.
It looked like, because that was in the chains, and then that bottom side got exposed, and that tailwind just pushed it right out. Emerson makes good for the par. This is going to be Dillon for a 5.
I believe so. Yeah, I feel like this round is really just all about damage control.
Yeah,
just try not to mess up
definitely.
too much, because you're bound to have those putts that are just not going to go in, or even really close to going in. So you just got to have a right mind and try to bounce back as well as you can.
Oh, yeah. Hole 8, this is a par 3. It is 375 feet. This is a huge dogleg left.
Yes.
You're really just throwing out something nice and stable, get it nice and high, and you want it to carry left, but not too far left, because the basket is only about 30 to 40 feet left behind the basket.
Right.
So you do have to be careful of going in there. We haven't seen too many park jobs on this hole.
Yeah.
The angle and distance control is so hard.
Yeah, your best bet is really just trying to aim kind of like over that tree where Coda's trying to go.
Yeah.
And just letting it kind of fade down there.
Yep. And Coda with a nice shot there.
Emerson went a little bit short last round, or first round. See if he can adjust. Oh, went deep.
Yeah, and he is going to be in that water.
He's OB?
Yeah, he is OB.
Man.
He's going to be playing for 3 right there on the bank.
And that's just going the wrong way.
Yeah, Nick is turning that one over, and that is going to be a pretty long upshot. Solid 100, maybe 120 feet.
Yeah.
Here is Dillon.
Oh, that's taken off.
That needs to sit down.
Safe?
And I believe that one was safe.
Yeah.
He landed right there, close to the water, so he should be fine. Nick with a nice upshot, considering the wind conditions. This is Emerson to save par.
Putting through all kinds of branches,
Yeah,
looks
this
like.
is not an easy position. And he just lays up. He'll be taking a bogey here. This is Coda for the lone birdie on the card, though. And just a little bit right.
He's so good at those comebackers, man.
Yeah, he is.
It's like he has more confidence on the second putt than he did in the first.
Right.
You know?
This is going to be Nick for a nice par from where he was at. Emerson will be tapping in the bogey, unfortunately. And then Dillon's drive ended up right next to the basket.
Well, it's funny because, like you said earlier, the basket's way more left than you think. And on that tee shot, I thought that was either going in the water or like way in the woods.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
Right. Hole 9, this is a par 3, is 395 feet. You can really throw whatever you're comfortable with to get up to the basket. We've seen Dillon throw a forehand. We've seen Coda throw a roller.
Twice.
We've seen a couple guys throw a flex shot. We'll see what these guys do in these conditions.
Yeah, I feel like you're just playing the wind here. Whatever the wind's doing, which looks like a straight headwind. Oh, no.
Yeah, and that's flipping over. He is going to
be... Oh, my gosh.
He is going to be at Tournament Central.
That was crazy. I mean, he's probably still like 300 feet out.
Yeah.
Oh, is he doing this? Wow.
Yeah, Coda's is turning over as well, and they're going to be hanging out together up there.
Yeah, well,
checking out the legit merch.
Right, yeah. Yeah, Coda's disc, like the wind just kind of bumped the angle a little bit, and then once it turned over a little bit, the wind just took it off.
Yeah.
And there was no coming back from there.
Yep. Nick with a nice safe shot.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot compared to those first two.
Yeah, he'll just be laying up for a 3.
See if we can get one in the circle.
Emerson, that's not quite getting the turn like the other guys, but he is pin high, and he'll be able to take an easy par there. This is Dillon.
These are the veins we were talking about. They're just so beautiful. I think it's just like the matte finish.
Yeah, I love the matte
black.
finish.
Yeah, matte black and matte gray are like my favorite.
Yeah. And Coda puts it right next to the basket.
Yeah, that's actually a really good upshot from there.
Yeah, both of them with nice upshots.
Yeah.
Here is Nick just laying up. He'll be tapping in a par. Emerson for 2.
He gave it everything he had.
Looks like we got 4 tap-ins here.
What a great view. This hole's so awesome.
Yeah, I like this
lake
hole.
right there.
Yep. Coda with a nice par. Him and Dillon both.
Yeah.
They were way out of position.
I mean,
especially Dillon. He was.
They were on like a different course, it seemed like.
Yeah. And Nick tapping in the par as well. Solid hole from the card.
Yeah.
Well, that is going to conclude the front 9 of the final round of the West Texas experience. So far, Coda Hatfield leading the pack still, sitting at 17 under par. We got Emerson 3 back at 14. Nick is at 12, and then we got Dillon at 9. Just had that one unfortunate hole on the island hole, so hopefully we can see him turn it back around here on the back 10.
Yeah, if you guys enjoyed the coverage, make sure you like and subscribe. It helps us out quite a bit. You can check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and we'll see you guys for the back 10.